Season 4 of Call of Duty is here, so you're gonna need to update your settings, which I have the best ones to help you dominate everything from multiplayer to Warzone and even zombies. Which I am iridescent rank, and these videos have helped hundreds of thousands of people, and it's my job to play the game, so rest assured you're gonna have the right settings. So I do play on controller, but I keep my edit button layout at default. This is because I use the Xbox Elite V2 controller. I map these front buttons to these back paddles, allowing me to jump shot and drop shot while still having very good aim. What you can do if you don't have paddles is play claw. You can put this finger up here, which allows you to do basically the same thing. If you don't play claw or you don't have a fancy controller, you can try out tactical. This is gonna flip your right stick and your B or circle button, so basically you can drop shot while still having good aim. What you can also do is bumper jumper tactical. This is gonna allow you to jump shot or drop shot while still having very good aim. I highly recommend you guys play with one of those. It'll make you a way better player. Bumper ping, I have it on off. Some players like it on personal preference. Where they flip the bumpers with the triggers, you actually can fire your gun a little bit quicker if you do so. This controller has a trigger lock, so I just pull it down slightly and it stops. Most controllers you got to pull all the way down, which takes a lot of time. If you click a button, that's instant, so then you can fire your gun instantly if you flip those two things. Stick layout preset, default controller vibration, I have mine on off. Makes sense, less things vibrating in your hand is going to lead to better accuracy. If you play with it on, it's going to feel very weird at first, but trust me, it's going to be so much better in the long run. For the dead zones inputs, this one is a little bit unique and also not unique. The left stick min, I just have it on 1. If I have it on 0, my guy's just going to start walking forward by himself. For the left stick max, this will actually allow you to get the full movement speed faster if you have it lower than 100. If you have it on 100, you have to move it from 0 to 100 to get to max movement speed. For me, I have it on 65, so I only need to move it 65% of the way to get the full movement speed. I see some players lower it down to like 50, and then the highest you should ever have is like 75. For the right stick min, I have mine on 5. Even if I don't have any stick drift, I'll still keep it on 5. I find if I have too low of a dead zone, I'm going to be like overcompensating recoil controls, so I can track the enemies a lot better when I have it on 5. Some pro players do have it a little bit higher, but most of you guys should do best with 5. Right stick max, just keep it at 99. Left trigger and right trigger, keep those at 0. That's going to allow you to fire instantly. That's going to wrap it up for the controller side. Now for the aiming side, there's a reason why all the pro players play with a sensitivity between like 5 and 7. You don't really see any pro players with a higher sense. If you're playing Warzone, you can get away with like 10 just because it's a bigger map and there's just more things going on. Multiplayer, I do recommend you guys to keep it around 6 to 6. This is going to allow you to center a lot better. That white dot in the center of your screen, you need to make sure that is where an enemy could be, so then all you have to do is ADS and fire. You don't want to have to drag over to them. So again, the sensitivity isn't about your aim, it's about your centering, which leads to good aim. Now for the ADS sensitivity multiplier, I have mine on 0.9. The best way to figure out what's best for you is to go into a custom game, play against bots, and just shoot a bunch of them and test out a couple different sensitivities. Find the one that you're best with. Overall though, you can get used to any sensitivity, but you can find one that you're a little bit more consistent with, if that makes sense. For the sensitivity multiplier, I just keep mine on default. Vertical aim axis doesn't matter. Tactical stance sensitivity doesn't matter. Aim response curve type, please have it on dynamic. This is gonna make it so if there's 2 targets in front of you, it's gonna be easier to shoot one target and then snap to the second target. A little bit hard to explain, but just trust me, it's gonna be the best one. ADS sensitivity multiplier, just keep that on 1. ADS sensitivity transition timing instant. Custom sensitivity per zoom off. Aim assist on, obviously. What you can do though, you can go play against some bots without your aim assist, get good aim without the aim assist, then turn it on and you'll notice your aim is very good. Aim assist type, I have mine on default. Some pro players run Black Ops, some pro players run default. It really doesn't matter. Again, play against some bots and find the one that's best for you. Third person ADS correction type, assist, motion sensor behavior off. This stuff doesn't matter. Now for the gameplay settings, if you're playing multiplayer, you probably want to have it on automatic sprint. If you have it on automatic tactical sprint, you're going to be running around, and if an enemy sees you, you're going to have to bring it from the tac sprint into the fire, which takes a long time compared to just regular sprinting then firing. Multiplayer, you die very fast, and so that has saved me so much and allowed me to hit iridescent, which is only the top 0.01% can hit that. Automatic tactical sprint's a little bit better for Warzone since you're always running around and there's more health. Overall though, I still prefer automatic sprint in Warzone. For the slide maintain sprint, please have this on. It's absolutely game changer. It allows you to slide cancel way quicker. Insane difference. Sprint / tactical sprint behavior toggle, auto move forward off. Tactical sprint behavior, I have mine on single tap run, so I just need to tap it once and I'll start tac sprinting. Ground and mantle, airborne mantle, and ground mantle / hang is all on off. If you have those on, it's going to make it so you accidentally mantle on things. This will give you full control of the game, allowing you to actually, be able to take advantage of the movement and pop off. Slide / dive behavior, you have 2 different options. You want to have it on slide only or or hybrid. The reason for this is because with the slide only, if you don't have it on that, the game's going to be wondering if you're holding it or if you're tapping it. Slide only, the game knows that you can't dolphin dive, so it's just instantly going to have you slide. If I have it on tap to slide, there's going to be a little bit of a delay before I can slide. This will remove that delay. Go test it out in the firing range or a private match and you'll see an insane difference. Hybrid will actually allow you to hold down the right stick, which then if you do that, you can dolphin dive. Warzone, that's very helpful. Multiplayer, you don't really need it unless you're trying to move like Shotzi. A lot of the time, if I have it on hybrid, I'll find myself accidentally dolphin diving. It was pissing me off, so that's why I just have it on slide only. Although I really do want to learn the hybrid. Plunging underwater, free. Parachute automatic behavior off. Sprinting door bash on. Ledge climb behavior mantle only. ADSI behavior hold. And this stuff doesn't really matter too much, but you guys can copy it down here. If you find this video helpful, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you do want to get better at the game. So interact/reload behavior. Make sure this is on prioritize interact. You can use the other ones. The reason why I use this in some pro players, actually a lot of pro players run this one, is because picking up a gun off the floor is a lot faster than having to reload. If I'm reloading, I'm already in a safe spot, so I don't mind holding down my reload button to reload. I'd rather be able to pick up things very fast, and in Warzone this is super helpful as well, just to, you know, loot around the map. Armor plate behavior, apply all. ADS stick swap off. Backpack control, directional buttons. Again, this stuff doesn't really matter. You guys can just copy it down below. Now for the graphics settings, this is actually gonna look a little bit complicated or a little bit different if you're on console, but just follow along and you'll find the ones that are accurate for you. I play in full screen borderless just because I'm streaming and stuff, so I need to use my other monitors. Although if I'm getting shit on, I'll put in full screen exclusive. This is gonna remove all input delay. Display monitor, this stuff doesn't really matter. Aspect ratio automatic. Brightness monitor specific, doesn't really matter too much. I have my eco mode preset on efficiency, 100% on the VSync. Custom over here, I make it so my PC doesn't run like max frames in the menu, just so it doesn't work harder than it needs to. And then menu render resolution maximal. This stuff you guys can just copy down below. Now for the quality, make sure this is on custom. Render resolution 100. Previous Call of Duty, sometimes you do 105 or maybe 95. This game, just keep it at 100. Upscale/sharpening, make sure this is on fidelity. This is what's going to make it so you actually can see the enemies. The visibility in this game is absolutely horrible, and so this will clear everything up. Some people like to have it on 50, maybe 60 or 80. I like it on 100. Just go into a match and just test whichever one you like. Most players do like 100. Path tracing plus ray reconstruction off. VRAM scale target 80. You could probably do 90. I'm doing 80 because I'm streaming, so I need the other stuff to have a little bit of power. Variable rate shading on. This can make some people's PC crash, so definitely turn it off if you see some, you know, just weird things happening with your computer in game. Texture resolution, I have mine on high because I'm streaming, although I do recommend everyone to keep it on normal. Previous Call of Duties, we would have it on like very low or low to maximize our FPS, but visibility on this game isn't that good. When you have it on normal, it's going to be a lot easier to actually see the enemies. Texture filter anastrophic, I have mine on low. Depth of field low. Insane that this is by default on. I do not know why that's a thing. Detail quality level, if you guys actually look at this image right here, when we have less quality, we actually can see more of the bush. So if there's an enemy behind the bush, we will have an easier time actually seeing him compared to if the quality was a little bit higher. Particle resolution very low. Bullet impacts on. You will have better FPS if you turn it on off, but I like to see the bullet track and stuff when I'm making the class setups. Shader quality, again, look at this shadows. If we have it on low, it's very dark. If we have it on high, it's actually going to be a little bit brighter. Yes, you'll have less frames, but it's going to be a lot easier to see the enemies. Persistent effects off. On-demand texture streaming off. Local texture streaming quality low. Shadow quality very low. Screen space shadows high. This is going to make it so your camos look better. If you don't care about your camos, turn that on off. Ambient occlusion, have this on off. Screen space reflections, again, makes your camos a little bit better. For me, I want it better, so I have it on high. Static reflection quality low. Tessellation off. Volumetric quality low. Deferred physics quality off. Weather grid volumes off. Water quality off. Now for the view. Field of view is a very debatable type thing. A lot of the pro players run like 95 to 105. You won't really see anyone running a higher one. Although I have mine a little bit higher, so then when I'm on stream, it looks like I'm moving faster, and the viewers are just a little bit more satisfying for them. Warzone, you can get away with 120 because the map is so big and you need to see so much. Multiplayer, you really don't need to see that much, and so I would definitely keep it between like 100 and 105. I would honestly do better at like 105 because anything like above 105 or anything above 110 actually kind of messes with your aim assist, since the target's going to be a lot smaller, so then it's going to be harder to hit them and the aim assist is going to be a lot less, and so you actually actually be able to stick on the players a whole lot easier when you lower your field of view. ADS field of view affected, weapon field of view wide, just you can see a little bit more. Third person field of view 90, vehicle field of view wide. Motion blur, always have this on off. Again, I do not know why by default it is on. It's like they're trying to make players hate the game. I really don't get it. Same with film grain. Like, I don't even see the IRL. Why is this in the game? First person camera movement, least. Oh yeah, also I don't see motion, I don't see blur IRL. Like, what the fuck? And then for the spectator camera and all this stuff, doesn't really matter. Inverted flashbang, this is just going to make it so your screen turns black instead of white. The white can be very hard on your eyes. The black is a little bit softer, but you might think your monitor turned off, and so just remember that when you do get flash. Now for the audio side of things, I have mine on headphones, and I believe this is the best one, but you kind of got to test it for yourself. Like, I've seen some people run the headphone based boost. For me, I really like the headphones. That's where I've noticed the most amount of footsteps. Master game volume about 80. I turned down all the music volume, so then I actually can like hear what's going on in the game. Vortex volume, I think that's like in cinematic and vehicle, so it doesn't really matter. Effects volume 100, so you can hear the footsteps a little bit easier, although things might be a little bit loud, so I've seen some players lower it down to about 90. Voice chat on, this thing's right here, doesn't really matter too much, but if you guys want to copy what I rock, there you guys go. Now for the interface settings, this is going to be absolutely insane. Like, this is completely game changer for the visibility. From like the outside view, not too much, just kind of copy what I got right here. Like for the HUD bounce, you want to have these towards the center as most as possible, so that your mini map will actually be over here instead of in the corner, so that when you're checking your mini map every 2 seconds, which you should be, that tells you everything in the game, then you don't have to like look over as much. Mini map shape square, this is just going to make it so you can see more of your mini map, and this is where a lot of players think like other players are hacking. Like when they're watching streamers, the streamer's looking at the mini map, but then the viewer thinks they're hacking because the streamer's always looking at the mini map, because the mini map tells you everything. Now mini map rotation on, horizontal compass, I think it's pointless, so I have it on off. Crosshairs static, this is just going to make it so you have those lines right there. It just makes it a whole lot easier to center and just so much better in the game. Show more on here. Center dot, I do have mine on larger. I feel like my vision's not that good, even though I'm still like 23, so I'm not too old, but I just have a hard time seeing a little bit, so I have it on the larger. Just makes it so I can center a little bit better. See where that dot's centered? This is where you should always be centering when you're moving around the map. So then all you have to do is ADS and fire. When you hit that first shot, you're gonna get like instant aim assist if you're on controller, allowing it to actually stick onto the enemy, and that's how you can get those cross map kills with an SMG. And then yeah, so just test out whichever one you want on there. Hit marker visuals on, damage based hit markers on, player names abbreviated. I don't think you should have to see like the clan tag and everything, because that's just too much. You just want to be able to see their name and just see if it's an enemy or not, and so the name tags actually do help a ton. In-game text chat on, vehicle HUD prompts fade after 10 seconds. Again, this stuff doesn't really matter too much, but you guys can copy it if you want. Oh, gameplay tips off, we do not need that. So now for the very important settings, the last part of this video, this is going to be the color customization. So I have mine on custom. You guys can make whatever color you want. Fun fact, the eye actually picks up yellow first out of any other color, which is why all like the road signs when you're driving around are all like yellow, like the caution ones, and same with like orange and things. But I found that yellow kind of blends in, so I don't make it yellow. I just have it on red, which stands out a lot to me, and then you guys can just mess with everything you guys want on here. Then so for the color filter 2 is going to make your game the most vibrant as possible, and we don't want the game to look like unsaturated. We want the thing popping around. Color filter target on both, and then world color intensity 100. Same with the interface color intensity, again makes the game a little bit more saturated. And then one thing that you guys can actually do over here, if I can figure it out, so for each one of these colors you actually have a drop down menu. You can make it like super dark red if you want. You can maximize the saturation and the brightness, and then you want to apply it, and so then you can just have very bold strong colors, allowing you to see the enemies a whole lot easier, since again the visibility on this game is not that good. Which that is going to wrap it up for this video. So again, if you do find it helpful, make sure you leave a like down below. If you want to get better at the game, hit the subscribe button with the noties on. Doses.